Buenos dias. Good morning. Good morning and buenos dias. Buenos dias. Que pasa USA and que pasa el mundo. Coming to you live. Live from Los Angeles, just like the podcast. I love that. Good morning, MXA. Good morning, Sarah Knight. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone being here. Snug Mode. Buongiorno, Broshiro. We're jamming away. Dway joining us. Yo, indeed. Yo, indeed. Guten Morgen, Screaming Argonaut. It's good to be back. Love and respect to you, Monster MJ. Here it is. Okay, this is the moment we've all been waiting for, the Sideburn Symposium. We also have roller coasters today, I guess. Look at this. This is every roller coaster at SeaWorld Orlando 4K front row view. Look at this. Theme park review. They did this. Theme park review. Do I need to? I probably should. What should I do? Put it up so you can see theme park review? Is that better? I don't know. They don't. Oh, they do have a watermark. Never mind. They have a little watermark in there. Whoa! Look at this SeaWorld. This looks fun. Oh, this roller coaster actually looks pretty sick, doesn't it? Has anyone been to the SeaWorld water coasters? I mean, roller coasters? They must have a water coaster. This is overwatered. I would think at least one of their coasters has to become submerged at one point, right? It is SeaWorld. One of these things has to go underwater, I'm thinking. How jolly is this? Universal Studios sending me texts. Personally, direct. Holidays at Universal start next week, they let me know. Isn't that nice? How appropriate that we're watching this. And the holidays at Universal are right around the corner. Play some Planet Coaster. I think we should do that. Maybe next time we should just play Planet Coaster. That would be fun. So, look, we know what's happening today. Bad news first. Let's get the bad news right out of the way, okay? There's no easy way to do this, so we've just got to break it. It will be followed by good news. So don't get too worried. Look at this insane... I gotta go to this park. I had no idea SeaWorld has this kind of thrills. Oh my god, look at this! This looks like it might hurt your spine, actually. What the heck? I don't think I've ever seen that. That was like a forward... What would you have called that thing? It's like a forward inverted loop. The bad news is, look, we know about this. Blonde-on, the potential for blonde-on. This is something we're all excited about, looking forward to me dyeing my hair blonde. Some people were, at least. Some people were pushing back. Well, look. The bad news, it's a no-go. The blonde-on's a no-go. I was gearing up to do this, okay, but look. There was some pushback. There were multiple entities pushing back against this, okay? Some firm pushback. Here you see some of it right there. Vic Rattler, okay? So you see there was a lot of pushback against this. So it's a no-go. It's official. We're shutting down Blonde-on. Now, immediately followed by the good news. It is a little silver lining because we had already decided we're bringing back the sideburns in some fashion, but the blonde hair, quite frankly, would have clashed with the sideburns, I think. It would have been a problem to do both. It was complicating the matters. So the fact that we can say goodbye to Blonde-on, I think is okay, because we're going to have the sideburns. Rip indeed, Sarah Knight. So it's over. The dream for that is gone for now. Who knows what the future may hold, but I'm officially not going blonde. Maybe that's a good thing for who knows what reason. Sometimes things happen for the best. This is an unbelievably thrill fest. Now, why didn't they have water there? It looked like that would have been a perfect opportunity for your feet to go through some water. They already had a little hole dug out. Whoa, this is awesomely insane. SeaWorld. Is this in California? What if we just make the sideburns blonde? I thought it was going to be too much. It was going to be overwhelming. So look, the other bad news. There's a second piece of bad news that happened. Tell me if this music is too loud or whatever. Are other colors still on the table? I suppose so, Hitman. You know, there hasn't actually been any specific pushback against any other colors. Blonde was the only color that was making the rounds. These images of me with blonde hair. So, red would be interesting. That'd be difficult, wouldn't it? The music is good. All right, the second piece of bad news. I was going to have some fun today. We were going to do some Sideburn mock-ups, right? And I thought, hey, how cool would this be? I'll just get Photoshop loaded up with a little side profile. You can send me images of example sideburns, and I'll just kind of do some masking real quick, throw on some sideburns. No go on this as well. OBS doesn't stream Photoshop. Adobe has some kind of magic technology where it doesn't reveal the image. I mean, it looks like there's a way to do it, but you either need to get a little bit of the short amount of research I did before the stream, once I realized this disaster that was unfolding. There's another thing I'm going to show you after this, another coaster I wanted to take a look at with you, actually. So OBS made it tough. It was going to be a whole bunch of hoops we were going to have to jump through, and it just wasn't worth it at the last moment. But I thought of a solution, immediately followed by more good news. The solution is this. Here's a side profile I'm presenting on the screen now. And I figured with this up, you can have that up. And if I'm hoping most people have some dry erase markers in the house. If you just use a dry erase marker right there on your monitor or phone, you can do your own kind of little mock-ups on the screen, okay? So we can still look at example photos, but this is our workaround for the photoshopping that is not going to take place this morning. Serenite is turning against Adobe as a whole. Adobe's against Adobe. Look, I'm not saying what entities were pushing back against the blonde hair, but Adobe may have been one of them. I will say that. So if anyone wants to do some mock-ups there, feel free at home. And if you have any suggestions, you could send those in as well. Send me a link and I'll try to open them up. Also, we've got these. I pulled up sideburns. I said side profile sideburns. Let's start looking at some of these right away before we look at the next coaster. I like this. Simple, conservative, easy. This is something I've had in the past. I've had actually many sideburns in the past, believe it or not. But there's nothing against going, should we call this the Chris burn? I guess each one of these will need their own name. The mutton chops would be intense. My face will shrink quite a bit if I do something like this. It is possible. I would be able to grow this out. It would take a little bit of time to get that depth. Now here's another thing we have to clear up. How are we going to refer to the length? Is the amount of distance down my face is the length we'll refer to it moving forward. What do we refer? Depth is the length of the hair. Depth. Is that make sense, or is there a better way to better terms? I don't. That's the other thing. Swordfish 00830. At this point, I wouldn't be opposed to us shutting down the sideburn thing completely. We could just get rid. We could not have any. Yeah, it's gonna make me look slender. These are some reasons to not go with that. Go with sideburns at all. So here's a suggestion from Storytime with Gabe immediately coming in. I could do something like this. Believe it or not, I have had them like this at one point. They weren't that long. White hair is not off the table, I suppose, as well. If we think about that, this does look blended together pretty nicely, doesn't it? I have had something like this, but it would shrink my face a lot. It'll make me look a little bit like I'm wearing one of those helmets with the ear shield things that come down to block your face from getting chopped in half. My face will shrink and become more slender. Swordfish 00830 makes a good point. I don't even remember how we decided that I need sideburns. There was some series of events that happened. Vertical is length. Okay. Oh, vertical is length? Okay, so then depth, right? Depth is how thick we're gonna go. A spiral. That would be so trippy. A bandana XYZ. Oh, from lock. I love that. I love that. That is so much simpler. Okay, so the X length is going to be vertical. The Y is horizontal. How far across the cheek it's going to come, right? How close to my mouth maybe is the Y. And the Z is depth, the length of the hairs themselves. Does that make sense? X, Y, and Z? That seems the most simple way. Facial hair's on the table. The only thing is we're going to limit it. I would say we can't get it if it's only sideburns. So we've got to keep this thing clear here in the middle. So you know, the only thing is that we'll have to remember that we can't grow into any sort of mustache of any kind of form. Mustache is off the table, and there can't be any sort of goatee type thing. There can't be any whiskers on my chin. A long, sharp point like this is something I've never had. I've never had a long, sharp point. I don't know. Actually, it's probably not capturing my mouse, is it? But a long, sharp point is something I've never had. Let me see if I can make it capture the mouse. Whoops. Oh, no. It just botched the whole thing. Don't capture the cursor then. Wow. What a disaster. All right. So, do we have any other... A long, sharp point. The mutton chops. There aren't that many different kinds of sideburns, really, are there? There really aren't. There's like two. There's like basically mutton chops forward, mutton chops back. There's a long dagger point. I could do something like this. I don't know if you're seeing the Guardians. Yeah, the woman right in the center of the screen. It could not be stubble growing out of my side of my cheek. It could actually, I could just grow out the long hair on the side of my head, and I could comb that down. That could be something as well. That I haven't really done. Hold on now. Rat King sent something, and I gotta check this out. Let's try to keep things in order. Yeah. I could pull something like this off, okay? I've had something similar to this. It actually looks good, coming out in a little bit of a point. Not too long. Maybe the Z would be a little shorter. The X and the Y are about right on this, but the Z would probably be a little bit thinner than this, a little shorter. I loved Huber's beard. I thought it was sick as hell. It looked rad. Okay, now here comes another in, and I very much respect this opinion. Storytime with Gabe saying, I think you should do without the sideburn. So that's 2 against. We may end up on just sinking this whole idea. This may be the last we ever hear of this sideburn idea, which might be okay. That might be the right thing to do. Who knows? X is left, right. Oh, X is left, right. Y is up, down, and Z is in, out. Okay. Oh boy. I hope I can remember this. X is this way. Y is that way. Okay. That makes sense. X, Y, Z. Got it. Yeah, you know, heretofore I was actually on board with the blonde hair too, but there were entities that pushed back very strongly, and I had to respect that. Look at this now. Tommy T's Extreme Roller Coasters. I just came across this right now. I guess this guy designs virtual roller coasters, and he did this Jurassic Park one. I wanted to check it out with you for the first time. This may be very cool. Tommy T's Extreme Roller Coasters. This is an island coaster escape. This is a conceptual coaster, and he claims in the description that it's better than the Velocicoaster. These graphics are pretty good. What the heck did he design this on? Here we go. Now, I left the subscribe thing on because maybe you want to subscribe to Tommy T. Who knows? Subscribe to us as well if you haven't. Here we are, going by the Visitor Center. We all know where we are here, Visitor Center, and it looks like they're doing some refurbishment or something. I don't know what those guys up on scaffolding are doing. They're refurbishing it. We're going into the park now. Oh, look at that lovely mist on the ground. They've got me. This is looking very nice so far, Tommy T. Here we go, picking up a little speed. Oh, what's this? I don't know what that was on the track we drove over. There's a Velociraptor pen from part 1. So I think this is all part 1 stuff. You ever play Jurassic Park the game? It was an odd game. The one for, I think, Xbox 360 back in like 2011, 2012 probably. But it had a coaster in it, and it was pretty cool, the coaster part. It had a lot of neat things in that game. It was just so bizarre because it was like 5 different types of game jammed together, and half the time you never knew what the heck was going on when you got to the new scene. You're like, what kind of game is this now? Is it a point and click, or am I going to move around? Or wow, look at this. Oh, Brontosaur Valley. This would be an epic coaster. I mean, it spans a huge amount of landscape. What we did now, is that another Velociraptor pen we just passed there? Swordfish 00830 had mutton chops. This may be the season for Sideburns to return. Yeah, Sideburns also would keep me a little cozier. It is chilly. I've noticed that, and I've been covering my head up with a blanket. If I grew out some nice thick sideburns, it'd be like I'd always have a blanket on my face. That would be nice. More flips over a T-Rex. Oh, now look at this. Well, hold on. We're going through the waterfall. Oh, there's bones down there. That's not a good sign. So the neglect. This corner of the park is suffering from neglect. Raptor world now. You see all those raptors? They're all white, though. White raptors. That's kind of scary. They're like those, what are those, pyro? No, not pyro. Ooh, now this is kind of, whoa, this is reminding me of the theme park ride a little bit now. That inside part. This is a decent length coaster. Don't you wish all roller coasters were this long? Tommy T designed this. 70% of chat says yes to Sideburn, Sarah Knight says. Okay, so it sounds like it is happening at this point. Who knows? People might change their mind. There's the Spinosaur, so that's from part 3. So there are elements in here from different... Wow, look at that view. This looks like a nice coaster. Not too scary, but beautiful. Another Spinosaur? This is an insane budget this park has. Oh, I thought we were going to go through for a second. I thought we were going to go through the waterfall. Was that the waterfall where the helicopter landed? Now, Broshiro didn't get in on the poll, so some people didn't have enough time to vote, so who knows? Another Spinosaur? What the heck? There it is. Oh boy, here we go. So there's, the car was smashed up there. Interesting. And the T-Rex breaking through the fence. So a bunch of nods, tipping their cap to a bunch of stuff there. It was very nicely done. Very nicely done, Tommy T. Alright, we have some other suggestions that I think I missed. Let me scroll back up and make sure I wasn't missing any other suggestions. We saw Elvis Presley from the Rat King has put in their suggestion. Thank you, Rat King. What is the length of your ear? Yeah, it is. It's interesting. How would I describe the size of my ears? They're large, but they don't come across as being maybe as big as they are, which is what is interesting about my ears. Sometimes when people take a close-up look, they say, you know what? You've got some big ears. What the heck's going on here? And I said, I know you never noticed that before because you never look closely. They kind of just hide out on the sides of my head. It's very cool. You know, some ears are very imposing. You ever come across some of these imposing ears? You just kind of got to back up and go, whoa, this guy can probably hear me from a while away. And my ears just kind of hide out. I think, who knows? I'm not good at gauge. Oh, look how lucky. I've got my multi-tool here, which has a little tape measure on the side. So I will give you a rough estimate of the length of my ear right now, because that is a good question. Now, hold on. 1 inch. I'm trying to see where this thing starts. I've got to measure my ear. This is an odd way to measure your ear, isn't it? 2. Are these inches? Wow. Okay, so my ear is way bigger than I thought. These are inches, but they seem very small. Those must be centimeters. There we go. These are inches. Okay, for a second I said my ear is like 9 inches long. All right, let's see how long these things are. Okay, I'm gonna kind of put it up. I'm gonna put it up so you know I'm not cheating. I'm putting it up to the top of my ear, feeling going down to the bottom of the lobe. I got that from the top to the bottom of the lobe. This is gonna be pretty accurate, actually. This is gonna be pretty accurate. So my ear is about 2 3/4 inches long. Can you believe that? Almost a 3-inch ear. I told you I had huge ears. Holy smokes, that's bigger than I thought. So to answer your question, my ears are about 2 inches and 2 3/4 inches long. That's a big ear, isn't it? So hopefully that's helpful. Now hold on, let me scroll back up because I don't want to miss. Okay, we got story time. We got Rat King. Frumlock threw in some images here. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is intense. Look at this. This is very intense. I did do something like this once, believe it or not. It gave me an odd look. It changes. It's amazing how much your face changes when you do something like this. I did have these though. I went through a very big rockabilly phase, kind of psychobilly music. You ever heard this stuff? Demented Argo? Any Demented Argo fans out there? Let me know. I went through a psychobilly phase and I had these kind of sideburns for a while. You should have seen me. I could bring these back. It's possible. Look, it grows in pretty nice. I like to stay clean shaven for quite a while now, but this stuff does come in thick, so I could pull something off like this. Wow, that would be extreme though. If people voted this kind of thing in, there would be a lot of people wondering what the heck. Don's going back into his Demented Argo phase. Anybody here at nobody knows Demented Argo. Some people are pushing back against this again. Loudbro's not on board for this. It is like a lightning bolt. Look at that. That's too much. Loudbro thinks it's one step over the one too many right there. an ear specimen. So it's an interesting suggestion now from, who is this? Frumlock, I believe. Thank you for submitting it, Frumlock. So these are on the table, okay? We'll review these real quick at the end. Look, it's already 12:24. I guess time is moving. Time is not stopping for anyone. RF switch. Next up, let's take a look at what RF switch. Here we go. These I'm sure will be popular. I like these. These are similar to what my most recent ones were when I last had sideburns, probably a couple years ago. I had some like this, kind of just straight down, a little, basically to the bottom of the ear. So you're talking about, you know, 2, almost 3-inch sideburns, believe it or not. And no point, not too thick, but thick enough that you don't really see any flesh underneath. And I imagine these things would be pretty popular with the crowd today here at the Symposium. All the delegates. You're all delegates. Isn't this cool? Sideburn ambassadors. Match the hair. I could. I mean, I could probably pull this hair. I just have to start making a little part line here, kind of, and letting it fall forward. A lot of times, you know, my hair will naturally fall forward and curl like that, but I'm always pushing it back. But it does kind of naturally do this sort of thing if I don't fix it too much. It will fall forward a little bit like this. I could pull this off. I'd absolutely pull off something very similar to this if it turns out to be popular. I'm gonna need some gel. I could get some gel. What kind of gel? Do they still sell LA Looks? Is that what it was called? That neon stuff with bubbles in it? Do they still sell that, or was there some sort of class action against that stuff? I think some of the, yeah, what was his name had sideburns in Avatar? Oh God. His scientist buddy from the beginning one. Now that I forget, was it Norm? Was his name Norm? I think Avatar Norm had a little bit of sideburns, didn't he? So these are on the table. Submitted by RF Switch. No sideburns is okay. Yeah, Dorito chip sideburn, Swordfish suggesting maybe. Let me see here. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any other submissions. Jurassic Park on Sega CD, Broshira brought up. Yeah, I was into that too. I don't know how it would hold up either. It wasn't really like an action game, was it? I remember they had... What kind of game was it? I'm trying to remember it. I know I played that. Oh, so a couple people missed the poll. A couple people did miss the poll. We may have to run another at the end if we're even going to go through with these, and then we're going to vote on the choices, I guess. I don't know. Sarah Knight gave you 2 minutes to vote. That does seem like an ample amount of time. 57 degrees where Swordfish is. Ice cold. It is absolutely ice cold. Loudbro is in bed with an electric blanket on. That sounds nice. Electric blankets are so cozy, but they freaked me out too. I don't know why. I was afraid I'm going to get zapped in the middle of the night. Just electrocuted. Yeah, there must be a workaround with this Vic Rattler. I saw a couple workarounds, but they were like Apple workarounds, oddly enough. They're like for iPad and weird, so they're like stream with iPad and stream with this. And it sounded like I could, if I started tooling around with my graphics card, there's like something you can do maybe, but I was like, you know what, this looks like a little bit too much to get Photoshop working. I got your suggestion, RF. I'm catching up. Do you think both my ears are the same size? Don't ears grow at different speeds in life? I've heard this. Your ears and your nose continue growing forever, right? Is that true, or is that just an urban legend? Holy smoke, Sarah Knight has made 5 versions of Sideburns. This is excellent. I could measure my left ear if you'd like. My right ear is 2 3/4 inches long. Let me see. Sarah Knight has put in some mock-ups immediately. Are you see? Oh my goodness! It's like cat hair. It's like cat. Look at that. So the Z length is very long. What Sarah Knight has designed here is similar to that rockabilly shape, but it has, now I'm gonna be honest, when my sideburns grow out, the hair is not as stringy and soft like a cat like this. That looks very nice. I would have to condition the heck out of these things in order to get them to look like this. It's so good, Sarah. Thank you for mocking this up. These look lovely. If I had these, it would be impossible to not just be doing this all day long, just stroking the bottom of them, petting the kitty. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'd have 2 kitties on my face at the same time. Oh my gosh, that sounds nice, doesn't it? That sounds very nice to me. Ear scanning technology would be sick. Cerny, make it happen. Let's take a look at some of these other mock-ups that Sarah Knight has prepared for us. Here's the second one. Okay, so this is nice, similar, but shorter. And so look, these are similar to a shape I had. These actually, I think, fit my face pretty well in terms of shape. Again, the hair is not going to be as nice and soft and fluffy like a kitty like that, but it does grow straight and nice. I mean, it's a cool look. So these ones I actually had for a while, this length, this shape, and I think it fits my face okay. When I go longer than this, it starts to make my face look pretty narrow. But if I keep it up like at this, so this I think could definitely be a contender. I don't know how anyone feels about this. All right, let's take a look at option C that Sarah Knight has prepared. Oh my goodness, now look at these. Something about these, you really have to have the right face to pull this kind of curve thing off. I feel like I need a wider jaw line at the base, not jaw here, but like this, like, you know, this part needs to come out wider or something to really make that swoop flow across the face. This one makes me nervous in terms of maintenance and everything too. I'd have to be like kind of combing it forward and cutting that rounded line. I'm not so sure about this. A cat tail. It does kind of look like a cat tail. So Client Devil likes C, which was the last one, I think, right? But too close to the face, or is this C? I think that was C. Oh my, now here we go. Here we go. So I've never done anything quite like this before. I've never gone all the way down to the bottom of the chin, but I'll be honest, it kind of looks nice, doesn't it? This is the blanket effect we were talking about. This is the blanket effect we were talking about. These would keep me very warm in the winter, especially if I laid face down. If I laid face down if I slept face down in the pillow, this would completely seal off the only part of my face that would lose heat, which is what I'd love. How cozy these would be. This does fall into beard territory, but look, we said it. As long as it's keeping out of the goatee area, this is possible. If this is what people want. 87 Yule Scums ago. We're almost in Yule Scum season. You realize that? I gotta order that loaf. Okay, this next one might be very good. Let's see what it is. I think this is the last one. Let's see what it is together for the first time. Oh! This is epic. I've never considered something like this, but I'm gonna be honest. It's sick as hell. I like it. This is surprising me now. I didn't expect anything. I was already thinking, look, anything that goes beyond halfway down my face, I'm gonna kind of not like. But I'll be honest. 2 of these designs that Sarah Knight has done now that go all the way the entire length of my face and beyond. I mean, this one looks like it's actually growing down and hanging a little bit. I really like. I like this. Am I crazy to like this? Anybody else out there like this? The Double Decker from Lock. That's a good name. Sarah Knight kind of combined all of them to create this. I love how you did this. Verging on Wolverine a little bit, yeah. Yeah, big time. A lot of people like this. It is intense, very intense. It's very intense. I've had many sideburns over my life, so I don't know. We'll see. I think I could do it. These are some wonderful mock-ups. Thank you, Sarah Knight, for those. So those are all to those are all ones to consider. Let me see now. Did I miss anything else? Okay, so I don't know from Lock. I can't remember what series of events led us to this. I have no idea how Sideburns became something. There was something that happened during Wave Race, I think. And somehow this became a thing. RF Switch has something else they submitted. Here we go. Well, it's hard to see now, but I like to see this. So this is very similar to something, right? This is basically like, look at that. This looks similar to me, doesn't it? Even the face a little bit. The hair for sure. So yeah, so this would be something that would be a piece of cake to pull off. We could do this. And honestly, it's something very similar to I've had in the past, right? Client Devil, don't let your dreams be dreams, Don. Do it. That's a good thing. But what was I dreaming about? I forget. What was my dream? Let's see. It's almost time to probably ride another. You're free. I forgot to tell you, you're free to submit coasters too if you wanted to see any. If there's any roller coasters you think I need to see. We had a lot of fun last time. Your eyes don't grow? Wait, is that true? Your eyes never grow from the time you're born? Are your eyes always the same size? That I never knew. Oh, that's a good idea, Brad. Yeah, he probably could if I asked. Style him up a little bit. Yeah, so RF Switch gave a similar one. Now look at this. Screaming Argonaut has submitted a Kennywood ride that we're gonna watch. Your eyes stay the same size throughout your life. Wow. Believe it or not, I'm not playing Sonic Frontiers, Zorgla. I played it a little bit on the stream. It didn't grab me. It really didn't, so I haven't been playing it. Alright, we're gonna watch this Kennywood. I know, everyone's shocked about that. They thought I was 50 or 60 hours into this thing. Oh no. We gotta wait for that ad. Is it playing music? No. Don't look. Don't look, anybody. I've heard a lot of good things about Kennywood. Dollywood v Kennywood. This is Kennywood. So this is actually Kennywood that posted this. I think Screaming Argonaut was telling us about Kennywood last time. So it's why kids generally have big eyes. Wow, that's amazing. It's an old school park. This is a slow ascent. Posted by Kennywood. I like this kind of thing though when it goes up this slow, because at this point I'm enjoying my view of the park. I love to get a bird's eye view of the park. So when they go slow like this, I'm just cranking my neck around as far as it'll go, trying to see left and right my view. I can't wait to see this drop. Look at this. You're just going straight into the clouds. It's sick. I love it. I used to be so afraid of heights when I was a little kid, and I completely got over my fear of heights. Isn't that odd? Sometimes. Oh, this is nice. There are certain conditions when heights will freak me out, though. When I don't... Oh, boy, this is nice. Oh, this is cool. Woo! That was a fast drop, wasn't it? For how high... Maybe it wasn't as high up as it looked. It was a long climb. Some nice little twists here. Perfect to loosen up the stuff in your pocket and drop it out. I love that, the little back and forth. So Kennywood looks like similar to Six Flags in that I guess there's not a lot of theming stuff going on around it. I mean, what would they have you do? Oh, there's some water. That's nice. That was some nice turquoise water. Oh, there's a tunnel of love at Kennywood? That sounds interesting. Is that it? That was a nice little ride. Nice little ride. It looks like a classy park. And look at that. Is that something under construction, or is that an old school one right there? Yeah, it looks like the end of the ride. Where were we now? We have all these different suggestions. Oh wow, look at a young Dave Grohl. Oh boy. We're gonna be... Yeah, so there's not so many options, are there? There really aren't that too many options, I don't think. Not like we thought. Should we look up Tunnel of Love? Wait, is one of these playing... Is one of these tabs playing audio? I hope not. I don't hear anything. So we don't have too many options here. Oh, this is cool. Incredicoaster? Is that just what they rebranded? This is Theme Park Review, as you can see. Wait, what is this? The Incredicoaster? At Disneyland? Oh wait, this is just... Oh, I guess they call it the Incredicoaster. I have ridden this one for sure, right? This is in California Adventure, I guess. This is a fun coaster. It's got some nice speed on it. I don't think I've ridden it at night, though. Ooh! Nice. Nice light show. What a light show. I don't remember this part though. Oh yeah, okay. It just looks so different at night. It does have some nice speed. Oh, here we go. God, I haven't been to California Adventure in a couple years, I guess. Well, has it been that long actually? I've definitely been on Guardians. It's a rebrand. Wait, is this in California? It doesn't look like... Is this the one in California? It looks bigger. It says Disney California Adventure. Yeah, huh. It looks so much bigger at night, I guess. Disneyland California Adventure. We've got another hairstyle that came in. So this is similar to... I would feel very comfortable growing out of a sideburn like this. Similar to what I had, right? A little shorter than the example earlier. This is similar to one of the mock-ups by Sarah Knight, I believe. This would be a piece of cake. The Silver Bullet at Knott's. You know, I've barely ever been to Knott's Berry Farm. And when I did go, I only got to go on a couple of coasters. The Ghost Rider, if it's even still called Ghost Rider, and the little mine cart one. And I only went on like three coasters, I think. It was so crowded. I've only been there once or twice, I think. Once for the Scary Farm, or I think I just went on Ghost Rider. Frumlock has... Whoops, was that the one we already saw? Oh, that was from you, Frumlock. Thank you. Another suggestion. Now, Sarah Knight has one from Connecticut at Lake Compounce. Let's take a gander, shall we? Uh-oh. Black Friday. This is what I'm talking about. The season has begun. We're getting inundated with Black Friday already. I love it. This is Coaster Force. Boulder Dash, good name. Oh, I love the look of this. I like this. What an interesting way to start in there. Oh, I like this. Look at these thick woods. And the weathered wood on the track. All the paint is peeled off and stuff. This is nice. But it looks like all the metal and the gears, you know, the track, it looks like all of it's well maintained, but it has a rustic look, which I love. So this looks safe, but it looks rustic. Here we go. Oh, through the trees. This is awesome. And it rattles a lot, doesn't it? Woo, pretty fast. Oh, it rattles like crazy, you can tell. This old wooden track. I mean, I guess it's steel tracking, but it's a wooden, this is a wooden coaster, right? Yeah, something about being in nature like this is awesome. Look at this. The up and down, what an adventure. Oh, this is too fun. Giant lake? Is that the lake or ocean right there? Oh yeah, you said it. What was it called? Lake something. Lake Compounce. Lake Compounce. Nice little ride, Sarah Knight. That was fun. I would love to go on that. And look at that. They got the Ferris wheel in the distance. A good size one. Somewhere in the USA? I don't know. All right, so look, let's at least narrow this down so that this isn't like a last second thing, because we only have about 10 or 15 minutes left. So where are we at? How do we begin to narrow it down? Let's look at the choices, I guess. Thank you for that submission of the coaster. That looks very nice. We'll jump through these real quick. Real quick. We have these giant, thick mutton chops. Let's just go through and I'll get a general sense of if we want, should we keep these in the running or nix them? X them out. Giantatis, if you have time, here's the largest wooden roller coaster in Canada. This must be epic. Nix. Swordfish says no on the thick, long, giant mutton chops that almost, you know, come to the edge of my mouth. Swordfish 00830 doesn't like them. We got another ad. In 3, 2, 1. This is Coaster Force. Coaster Force posted this. This is the largest Le Monstre. Front seat, on ride, HD, POV, La Ronde. La Ronde. Oh, this looks kind of like Colossus. We have at Six Flags, there's one called Colossus. And it looks like this, just a big old white frame coaster. Oh boy. What the heck's on the wood there? Was those barnacles? Are those what is all that? Is that gum? What was all that stuff? That must be gum. Do people reach out and stick their gum to those posts? I've never seen anything like that before. This used to be the site of a world fair. Cool. Yeah, Client Devil. So it seems like a few people say nix that first option. Bird poop? Would bird poop be all clung to the vertical posts like that? It's an odd angle for bird poop to stick. I think that was a bunch of gum. Yeah, you feel each creak of the wood as you rode this, Giantatis is saying. Look at this view. Epic. Oh, yeah, this is big. This is a big coaster. Woo! Feel the G's. Oh, I love views like this. Oh my God, freaky. You don't usually see that crazy angles on a wooden coaster like that. That one got pretty sharp. I love when they pass right next to all the framework. Yeah, and underneath. Woo! That one you popped out of your seat a little bit on. This track, I don't know if it's as well maintained. It looks a little rusted or dirty. A bunch of bridges. This is pretty. When the bird flies, the poop can go vertical. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was just such a clustering of the same area. Giantitis, do you know what that is? Do you know what all those little... Oh, and there's that angle towards the other way. An antique car ride goes under the tracks. Wow. This is old indeed. Nice little ride. What an unbelievable picturesque setting. Beautiful setting. Thank you for that. I would love to go to that park at some point. Former World Fair site. All right, we're crossing this one off. We got a couple people drop their opinion. They said no. The Elvis Presley. Now, this is similar to a few that were submitted. This is short, a little pointed. I guess the main question is, would we want to go so thick on this? A thick sideburn like this might start to shrink my face, but I like the overall shape. Now this one's similar to a couple of other ones we saw. Now this is another version, the psychobilly. Do we even want to consider this? Should there be another poll? I guess. How many options can we give in the poll now, Sarah Knight? Because then we can just go through and label options. Not my pick. People are against this, I think. Nix. Everyone immediately says, okay, get rid of this. Get 5. We can have 5 choices. So it looks like we might just... Should we put in 5? Let me see how many we have. We have 1 is the Elvis. This would definitely be 2. Now this one is 3, but this is similar to a couple others. Oh, now this is definitely 4. How many different ones have Sarah Knight's had? That's 2. 3. Those are all 3. Now those are similar to the Elvis, right? So we'll just call those the Elvis, and those are similar. And then the long cat hair. How many did Sarah Knight put in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should we just consider Sarah Knight's and none other? I think all the others were similar to Sarah Knight's. Let's just get rid of the other ones. This one is similar. That one is similar to the long one, and I think a couple people said no. And then there's this conservative one. Yeah, which is similar to that. So we'll nix that. We'll nix that. That's similar, I think, to this too, isn't it? Just this one has a tiny little point. Okay, I think that's it. So do we have 5? Let's see what our 5 options are. All of Sarah. Should we only have Sarah's as the ones in the running? I mean, they're pretty much basically what they are. With the option of this. This is the only one I think, Sarah, where it's no point and it's also just a little short. Did you have one like that, Sarah? I forget. It's like that with no point. I guess similar to that, but that one's curved forward. So we don't have just a straight short one. So how many do we have? 1. How are we going to break these up? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one here, I think, is very similar to this one here. So maybe we'll combine those two. So the options will be, this will be 1. Okay, this is 1, the pointed Elvis. Hero, you weren't here earlier. Bad news. Entities have pushed back against the blonde hair. Blonde Dawn is off the table. Say goodbye. Rip Blonde Dawn. So no, these are only sideburns we're talking now. Well, it depends which style is chosen, but it shouldn't take too long. Purple hair, I don't know. It could be considered. I'd probably have to bleach it first. All right, so this is 1, choice 1. Is this choice 2? I think this must be choice 2. Then we have 3 all the way down the face, coming towards my chin like a blanket. We'll call this the blanket is 3. Okay, so 1 is the Elvis. 2 is, what do we call this? This is like the, it's like a whale breaching the surface of water or something. So we'll call this the Elvis, this the whale. 1, 2. 3 is the blanket. 4 is the double stack. What did someone say? Someone had a good name for this. The swoop. Oh, the swoosh. That's good. Let's call it the swoosh. The Nike. Yeah, the Nike. The swoop. We don't want any patent. We don't want lawyers breathing down my neck. So let's call it the swoosh. Probably swoosh is probably patent trademarked also, isn't it? The double decker from Locke. Very good. Okay, so 1 is the... Okay, so we have 1 is the... Whoops, not this one. 1 is the Elvis. 2 is the swoosh. 3 is the blanket. 4 is the double decker. And then 5 is the conservative Doctor Who, right? Or just this. Now, there we go. The only thing I'm wondering now, do we need a 6th option for some people that we're pushing back against sideburns altogether? How can we do this? Should we get one of those out of there? How do we make a 6th option? Is it, what should we do about just no? Is there some way? First let's do this. Let's do one more poll. Okay, now's the time. Yes or no on the sideburns. Now's your chance for everyone to vote, okay? We're only have, it's 12:56. We got 4 minutes to wrap this thing up. 2 minutes to vote on if it's yes or no, okay? Now let's decide. Do we want sideburns or no sideburns? Keep it clean shaven. Look at that picture. Look at that baby face down in the bottom of your monitor. Isn't that nice? Just a fresh layer of skin, freshly shaven. Is the poll already up? We had 2 votes for sideburns ready. Oh, okay, so they've had votes, so people definitely want it. Do we need to do a yes or no? You had your chance to vote. Okay. So people are already voting on which one then? If the double-decker wins, boy, oh boy, I'm going to be a little bit, this is going to be a whole, this is going to be... Okay, there was a whole conversation. All right. So that's fine then if, we already have, if everyone feels satisfied that there are already ample votes put in on whether or not... I'm going to take this off the screen. I don't want to encourage people. I'm going to put something nice and conservative up. Isn't that nice? I put out too much rope with the choices. I think you might be right, Wormhole. I'm getting nervous now. I'm getting very nervous. Very nervous. I mean, I'm gonna have to ask Brad if that one comes through. Can I see the Oh, so this is exciting actually. Between 4 and 5. It's a runaway between 4 and 5. What the heck was 4? I don't remember. I think 5 was the double-decker. Are you kidding me? It's a runaway between the blanket and the double-decker? Oh my god. What's gone? Okay, this is gone. This whole thing has gone sideways here. Whoops. What about this? Oh, not that one. What about this? What about the Elvis? Anybody like the Elvis? Number 2. Oh, number 1 has gotten 13%. Okay. Number 2, people. Nobody likes number 2. What is that? It hasn't gotten a single vote. This one. Nobody likes the cattail thing. Nobody likes the cattail. 4% like. Very few people like the blanket. Oh, and the surging 42 and 42. Are you kidding me? It's neck and neck. Oh no. Two is awful. The cattail. Client Devil doesn't like the cattail. Number 5. All right, so now was number 5 the double decker? Was number 5 the Doctor Who? The double decker? Is that what it was? Clear this up, Sarah. Which was number 5? I got confused there. Was 5 the double decker? Are you kidding me? That's what you all voted for, the double decker? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. I didn't expect this. Everyone thought they were voting the double decker. No, okay, so Wormhole thinks it's a doctor. Looks awful. 4 was the blanket. I thought 4 was the blanket, but maybe I got confused. Setting up the poll blocks the stream, so I don't know. 5 is the doctor. 5 was the doctor. Should be an automatic no sideburns, just off general principle. So for a lot of people saying they're thinking 4 was the double decker. Okay, so 5, I think the doctor won then. They should have been named. Recount. This is controversial now. What should we do? The 5 won. Some people are not. Was anyone confused though? So far I haven't seen anyone say they thought 5 was the double decker. Did anyone think 5 was the double decker? Double decker and doctor. Okay, we could do that, I guess. It was unclear. All right. It was unclear. I'm sorry, Sarah. Is it possible to do one more poll between the double decker and... Oh, wait. Yeah, the double decker and the thing, right? I can't believe the double decker's even in the running. Is that fair or no? Should we do one more? Yeah, because we had... Let me just see. This was 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so technically I think 5 would have been the doctor, but we'll do it. Maybe we'll do a revote. Who knows? I can make one more. Okay, sorry, Sarah. This will be the last time. One more. This is it. Double-decker Doctor Who. We already did the vote on no Burns wormhole. I guess apparently there were multiple votes on that. Yeah, so 5 was the doc. Let me take this off. I don't want to encourage people. Hold on now. Let's see what happens here. The double-decker can be modified into the doctor if you don't like. Well, we'll see. Who knows? This double-decker may not get voted in. Yeah, I've had sideburns very similar to this as well, RF. Double-decker Doctor Who. Oh, I don't know. Are we going to do them all again? Double-decker Doctor Who, the Elvis, and no sideburn? None? Should none be an option? The swoosh and blanket. Yeah, I didn't know if we're going to do all of them or just the front runners. Yeah, that's what Snug Mode is saying. We were maybe just the front runners. Whatever's easier for you at this point, Sarah. I don't want to cause any more trouble. Whether it's easier to just do the 5 again, the swoosh and the blanket, as Broshiro said, or else just the front runners, which I believe were between the doctor and the double-decker. I think I told you. I mean, I had the doctor before, so I was fond of that. I've never attempted something like the double-decker before, so I don't even know. Thank you, Sarah. Well, story time. None was a choice, I guess. I've been told there are multiple votes for none, so people outvoted none. This should be an interesting vote. I'm more nervous about this than I expected. Drink some Coke. Chill out. I haven't always had the pompadour. And like I said, some people were saying, so that's the next question. Would I start to restyle the hair also after? Geez, I don't know about that. The swoosh for 4th. Yeah, whatever order you want to do it in. If you're going to put all 5 up, yeah, get the swoosh. Although the swoosh was very unpopular. Hairdo has to stay iconic for now. Yeah, okay. I have 5th for none. Alright, sweet. It sounds like you got most of the important ones in there, Sarah Knight. Sounds good. Thank you for doing this. We're gonna settle all this, get this all sorted out here. Within a few mere moments, my fate will be sealed. Sarah Knight got the swoosh in. The swoosh, aka the cat tail. I think it was very unpopular in the first poll, but... And I'm not even sure how I'd have to pull that off. I'd have to consult Brad a little bit because I'd really have to be combing the hairs forward. There will be 3 minutes. Thank you, Sarah Knight. Wow. This is wild. What a symposium. People have come from around the world to help make decisions at this symposium. It's very impressive. Here it is. So the poll is going. Doctor Who now is running away with it. Doctor Who is... Oh, hold on now. Things are changing fast. Double-decker. Elvis is on board. Everyone's in except the cattail. Can you imagine? No one's... People are against this cattail. The double-decker. Doctor Who still holding firm. Holding firm. Comfortable. Okay, a little bit closer. A little too close for comfort. A little too close for comfort. All right, let's see what happens here. We're only about 10% apart. One vote apart, though. Look at each vote. Each vote is powerful here. Look at how much weight each vote carries. One person, one or two people could change the course of my fate, change the timeline forever. This is incredible. Time's ticking away. We're locked up at... Are you kidding me? Locked up again. Too close for comfort. So a lot of the double-deckers came in late. Doctor Who had jumped off to a big lead, and now we have a couple of Doctor Who's. Now look at the picture there. Isn't that a classy picture? Look at that picture. Those sideburns would look nice, wouldn't they? Zorgla made it just in time for the vote. Time is running out on this thing. Here we go. Back neck and neck. Neck and neck. 30, 34, 35 people have voted so far. So a pretty good turnout, actually. This is a nice turnout. Nice turnout at the polls. The double-decker side by side. Oh boy. Well, I can show you the double-decker again if you want to see it. If you really want to see it. I have a vote here. Is that true, Hitman? Wormholes predicting that the double-decker or doctor will pull away at the end. They're still locked up, right? Thank you, MXA. MXA voted. People are voting. People are voting. Double-decker now pulling ahead again. One vote pulled it ahead. Oh no, neck and neck again. This is unbelievably contentious battle. What a contentious battle. The Battle of the Burns, indeed. What's happening now? It's just locked up. Oh, votes are still coming in. We're almost out of time. Oh my god. Oh! Doctor Who by 1! Holy smokes, the Doctor. Wow, 1 vote decided it. Is this amazing? The parody is unreal. Wow, unbelievable. Do not challenge the Time Lord indeed. Wow. There are people that'll save me. Wow, all right, cool. All right, the growing will begin. The growing will begin now. All right, I'll have to keep you updated. I'll keep you updated. Thank you, everybody. That was insanely cool. What a close vote. Neck and neck. Exciting stuff. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining. The growing begins now.